You doing? Doing good?
Everything good? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get through this.
Hey,
Hey.
how's it? Where are you?
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Alrighty.
Okay. Okay. The light should be on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you need to do something, we can come back.
Oh, okay. No, it doesn't matter. I was just gonna pick up the clipboard. Just gotta climb a lot of stairs up there.
So we're gonna test your mic. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
All right. You're good.
Hey, how are ya? I know. Yes, Councilman Vasquez, can you hear us?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is there anyone else that we have online?
On Zoom remotely,
Yes, I'm sorry.
virtually? Yeah, we have a few folks.
That we're waiting to get up.
Oh, no, no,
Ready?
we're ready. How do I exit? Oh. Mayor Mitchell,
Here.
Vice Mayor Santeen, Councilwoman Bravo, Councilman Fahet, Councilman Vasquez.
Here,
There is a quorum present.
You're able for the invocation by our vice mayor.
Yeah, can.
for your many and abundant blessings. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and honor bearing appropriate responsibilities. Today, I pray for our mayor and all levels of city officials in Miami Springs, in particular for this assembled council. I'm asking that you would graciously grant us the wisdom to govern and make the conflicting interests and issues of our time, just the welfare and true needs of our people. And the king thirsts for justice and righteousness.
That's fine.
I ask all of this in your name, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Please join us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
Which stands,
nation, under
one
God,
nation, under
indivisible.
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everyone to our special meeting of Thursday, July 20th. At this meeting, we will, we have two agenda items, setting our millage cap and then also our new let's get started with public comments. Erica, do we have anyone signed up to speak?
No one signed up personally. I'm sorry. And virtually, I haven't received any messages for public comment.
Then, let's get started with the first agenda item, which is, our millage cap. Basically, what we do is I want to remind council what we do is we set a millage cap. It means that when we start the budget process in August, when we start the budget workshop, start reviewing, the city's finances, the operating costs, and our projects that we would like to initiate, means that whatever decisions we make, we cannot exceed what this cap is. We can always lower it, but we cannot exceed it. And in the past, what we usually do is to give ourselves a little wiggle room, is we have set, cap higher than our current millage, so that as we review the budget and do the budget workshops, we have some wiggle room there. To be, ideally, I think the intent of all of us is to reduce the millage as we have for the past 4 years. So, we have a letter from our finance director, and Chris, I'd like you, do you have any comments and you would like to say?
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Council. We are going to set up a chat this evening, and I presented also a memo fairly similar to what you all have received in the past. And I'm recommending setting a millage cap at the same as last year, which is 6.9900. And you'll see in there, that'll give us, we will need to currently use reserves of 412,000 approximately from available fund balance to balance the budget at that point in time. Also included on the first page of the memo is it explains to you that for each 0.10 of a millage reduction, that would be equivalent to 153,000 approximately in expenditures that would have to be reduced to lower the millage by each 0.10. Another scenario that you'll see bullet number 1 at the bottom of the page at 6.91, which is our current operating millage, we will be creating approximately 534,000 that we would need to be taken out of available fund balance to balance the budget.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. If everyone can speak into their mics, it's hard to hear on Zoom or on YouTube.
Okay, is that for all of us here?
Yes, yes.
Can you hear me? Another thing to note at the bottom, there's just a couple other scenarios. To balance the budget without having to use fund balance at all, it would have to be 7.2600. The rollback rate at 6.370 would be a deficit of $1.5 million. And there's just other scenarios on page 2, which are a little bit of where we currently are with the budget. And like the mayor said, we're going to have our first public hearing on August 7th. And there's still a lot of moving parts of this, the living, breathing document currently. There's a lot of scenarios and things that are still being finalized. Whether revenue amounts, we don't have two state revenue amounts as of yet, we just received from on July 13th. You were also emailed, I believe, insurance, possible large increase of 140% from the Florida Municipal Insurance Trust. That needs to be considered and looked at. That is not included in this budget at this point in time. And FOP negotiations are currently ongoing. That's an abbreviation for the fraternal.
And other negotiations that happen.
Yeah, I need to speak into the mics.
Anyone has any questions about anything else on page 1 or 2 that I can actually.
And I'm gonna stress that all these scenarios that you provided, Chris, can still take place. All we're doing is putting the millage cap at a certain level, so we can still do, and we have, in fact, in the past, you know, our cap is always the highest that we say, absolutely, we will not go higher than that.
Yes, ma'am.
All of these other scenarios could still be. During the budget workshop, what we go for.
We're still, that was just a budget cap to give us a little bit of flexibility, and I've been meeting with individual departments already. Once or twice with some of them, we are still looking to cut expenditures. We can, to lower as much as possible to use less in our fund balance reserve.
I
Just,
think we've all made a commitment to the residents that we want to face. It'll be a difficult year, but. All right, is there any more questions?
Motion, we can have discussion. I'd like to move, that we set the millage cap at 6.9900.
Second, I'll second that. Any discussion?
Mayor, it strikes me that our current millage is 6.91, 6.99 being the cap. Obviously, we don't set the millage at the cap, that's the highest that we go, but I think that's I think that's a good number that gives us a little bit of wiggle room. We're gonna go, where are we gonna go from there? And obviously, the entire month of August is, we work on the budget workshop. There's a lot of work that happens after we set this cap, and I think it's a good cap to set, and then we, for some of the problem.
I agree with, Councilman, Fed, because, it's slightly increased, but considering the astronomical differences from last year and the year prior, I like a little bit, not too much, because I really want, knowing I get down with you. That I would see the thing, I'm really excited to see how this is going to work out. Start. We can't try away from it, so I think that is a good approach. I think that's it. I'm not gonna get into details because
The budget workshop will be different. It's all gonna hit the cap.
Well,
Okay, is there any other discussion?
Fire council, says, this is the safest way right now to protect this. Obviously, that's a huge, thing still pending. And considering those things are significant, or is there the potential deficit considering all the added costs already to our budget? Yeah, that's a no-brainer to start with.
Okay, if there's no more discussion, call the vote, please.
just, Councilman Vasquez, can you hear us?
Absolutely not. It's a big room and a small mic. And if you got the mic clipped on, then you have to speak, take it off and speak into the mic. But I could barely hear anything. In fact, I could not follow the conversation. I hear voices, but I can't follow the conversation. I can hear you, Erica, clearly.
Councilman, we have a motion and a second to set the cap at 6.99, which is what was recommended by our finance director. And as you know, this meeting is just to set the cap. It means that when we start the budget workshops, we cannot exceed this. But historically, we've always gone lower than the cap, which just gives us some room to breathe while we're, looking at the budget possibilities and obligations.
Okay, I hear that.
Okay, So with that, we're calling the vote.
Yes, motion was made by Councilman Behet, seconded by Councilwoman Bravo. And the roll call is Vice Mayor Santin,
Yes.
Councilwoman Bravo, Councilman Behet,
Yes.
Councilman Vasquez,
Yes,
Mayor Mitchell.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, thank you. And I want to strongly encourage all the residents. The budget workshops, the first meeting is August 7th, and I think the second one is August 14th. And then after that, we have another one 2 weeks later if we still need more meetings. This is the time for you to come to the meetings, talk to us, tell us, you know, what projects you would like to see in the city, what improvements you would like to see, what things you think should be you know, looked at more objectively and perhaps even cut. Obviously, you know, we have a pie that we have to work with, and we have a lot of obligations to provide the services that our residents deserve and demand, and to make sure that they're of the highest quality, and to continue to do that, costs have gone up. So the budget process is an extremely important process of your city government, and I encourage all residents to take part in it. And you can, even if you can't attend the meetings, you can reach out to any of us, myself or anyone on the council, ahead of time and voice your concerns, voice your opinions, so that we know, you know, that we have your input. Okay. All right, with that, we'll move on to the next agenda item. And that is selection of our city manager. And I want to start off, Roger, do we need to close the meeting and start again, or is all the special meetings the same?
This is all the same. This is the same meeting, Mayor.
And you don't
Not yet, no.
All right, what I'd like to say, as we get started, is that we have 3 very, very good candidates, very qualified candidates, very experienced candidates. Each of them, bring a lot of, opportunities for our city. And it's a very difficult choice for all of us on the council. Obviously, we're going to have to pick one, and only have the funding for one city manager. So what I'd like to stress is that what we're doing here, when we ultimately decide on a city manager, and when each of us states their preference, is trying to find the best fit. They're all highly qualified. They're all would make very good city managers. I know my responsibility, as I see it, is just trying to decide on which of the 3 would be the best fit for what we need going forward in the city, what the responsibilities are right now for the city manager, but also where I'd like to see our city going forward. And I believe that the rest of the council members share in the same, you know, and will be doing their duty along the same manner. The process that we're going to do is Erica's going to give us each a piece of paper with, for us to list our first and second choice. We have 3 candidates. So we will list on that piece of paper, you write your name and then your first and second choice. Okay. With that, she will tabulate it. And should there be already consensus to among all of us, who the first choice is, then we can move forward with that. So let's see what that is, what this will do is get the process. I don't know if I'm losing Councilman Radcliffe, can you still hear us, or are you getting strange noises? You're holding it too close. Can you hear me, Councilman?
Can you hear now?
hello?
Hello?
Are you talking to me, Erica?
Yes, can you hear? I can't hear myself. Can
I heard almost everything the mayor said, except for the last couple of words. But she said that we're gonna be filling out ballots and making the first 2 choices. Is that was that what you said?
On the ballot, you're going to write your first choice and your second choice by name. We'll write.
First choice and second choice. Yes, I got that.
You have to email Erica
Yes,
your first
Yes.
choice.
yes.
And we'll
Yes.
have Erica tabulate that, tell us what the results are, and we'll go forward from there. Okay. Roger, is there anything you want to say with this?
No, Mayor, I think you've explained the ballot process fairly concisely.
Yes. Fill his out.
Councilman Vasquez, did you submit? You know?
He did. We're filling it out physically now.
While we're doing that, I want to know again, the thing.
Right? Because it's.
When you say it again,
Is this,
well, it doesn't sound like it's
Does
on
it-
the mic. I can hear you.
Yeah,
but-
yes, I don't feel like I'm on the mic.
I know, I can't hear myself either. This is,
Yes.
okay.
I'll say it loud.
Loud and proud.
I want to,
Thank you.
again, express, I know my appreciation, and the council, the appreciation of all of our residents, and the business owners, the new candidates that are, applying for the job. Again, you're extremely, highly qualified.
Right.
We're very lucky to have you as applicants for this job.
Because this is,
I can tell you that since I have been on the council, I have learned that this is probably, city manager is probably the most difficult job in the world. I can't imagine a more, and every year that goes by, I realize how much more it is, so thank you for being interested in it for,
I forgot to print out the Excel sheet. Oh my God.
Excuse me, I have said that so many times.
I forgot to print out the Excel
And I
spreadsheet.
don't think he wants to be our city manager, he's happy at the county.
You have to do the second one.
And they see.
Yeah. Okay, so- Who's that? I thought that's not his last name. Any clarity? Thank you. Tie. Yeah. Right, so, first readings. Speak into the microphone, okay.
We knew this was one.
Okay. I'm sorry, I know this is like. Okay.
Yeah. Like when they do it at.
Might set off the fire alarm.
Yeah. Do the first one? Okay. Where's the, can I, thank you. Okay. So overall for first pick, 2 votes for Jimenez, Juan Jimenez. Then else the council person, or no, I get. 2 votes for Mr. Christopher Russo. 1 vote for Tammy Romero. Second round, second choice would be Jimenez with 3 votes. Russo with 2 votes, and Tammy Romero with no votes.
I'm not getting what you're saying. What are the 2 rounds?
So the first choice pick for the first round, it looks like it's a tie.
Yes,
It's Jimenez with 2 votes, Russo with 2 votes, Romero with 1 vote. That's the first choice. Second choice.
I see what you're saying, the second across the board, if you go.
Yes.
The second choice across the board is. Say that again.
Jimenez with 3 votes, Russo with 2 votes, Romero with 0 votes.
Okay.
If I'm doing math right, then that means that we're down to 2 candidates.
Yes, we are.
Right.
And. Yes, thank you, excuse me, Councilman, go ahead. Yes, and the purpose of this is now we're down to 2. We could have been down to just 1 if there was agreement. So now we're down to 2. Let's open it up for discussion. Unless there is a motion, I'll open it up for discussion and then we'll do the voting again.
Yes.
Okay, is there anyone that wants to discuss anything before we vote again?
No, let's go.
Pardon me, Councilman?
Can you hear us?
Okay, the other option.
Oh, yes, you're talking to me?
Yes.
Mayor? No, I don't
Yes,
have
but-
no discussion.
Okay,
I don't have anything to add.
so there's 2 options here. Either somebody makes a motion for one of these and we see if there's a second and then we take a vote, or we'll do the vote again. If I don't hear a motion, we'll do the vote again.
I've had plenty of time to review what I need to review. And, I fought in the pulse of the community based on serving for you for 2 years and change. It was a hard decision to make. I appreciate and respect Tammy. I think she's truly an asset. And I also want to give her a chance to look at another form and another way of leadership. Perhaps preparing you for your next venture and stuff. So I did take you into consideration and I want to set you up for success. I know you know a lot. And I think you can know a lot more being exposed to other aspects that I saw in these 2 candidates. With that said, I'd like to make a motion based on what Mayor Mitchell said earlier today. We want to see our city move forward. We are a gem in the middle of Miami-Dade County. Miami-Dade is full of people negotiating in all corners, whether it be good or bad. I need a strong candidate to come in and take our city to the next level and set us up. Maybe you have plans to stay here a long time, maybe you don't, but I'm looking for a candidate to leave us in the next level where we're just going towards the Northern Star and we're always gonna have some sort of threat, but I'm trying to alleviate the exterior threat that we're now seeing lately. So with that said, and the background and research that I have done a lot of research. I've seen these candidates in action in recorded meetings. So before I even met them, I wanted to see their disposition, their character, how they approached certain situations. There was a series of questions that I created myself And there was a series of questions that were provided to us, but I did not use those because I saw after doing my research and vetting the two, how I think I needed to approach the three candidates. Per se, Tammy's been here, so I would have a different set of questions for Tammy because she would have fallen the criteria of the other candidates. And also these candidates have been in the arena for a very, very long time. So I made sure to kind of like deviate from the basic questions and really get to know them. And as far as their character coming in and how they would approach these heavy items that we are now going to be facing. So with that said, I'm gonna make a motion to select Chris Russo for next city manager.
Okay, is there a second?
I also make a motion to approve, this motion.
You second.
Second.
Thank you. All right, let's open it up for discussion now. Who wants to get started? Councilman Vasquez. Okay, I'll get started. As I've said, all three candidates are highly qualified. I believe between the three, the two candidates that we're down to, I believe that, that although Chris Russo is very well qualified, we are a better fit for our city going forward is J.C. Jimenez. I think that he has the background, the expertise, the variety of cities that he has worked with. And he is credentialed city manager. He's a member of the city managers organization, but he's also a credentialed city manager. He has continued to advance his professional expertise. And he provides in all things considered, he provides us with the ability to tackle the very many projects that we need to tackle with the energy, the excitement, the broad expanse of knowledge, and from the research that I have done in reaching out to many people on the candidates that have applied for the position. And just talking to the different mayors, the different council people that have worked with the candidates, I feel that this is the best match of having open ideas, being able to expand upon what the council directs for him, having the knowledge to not just carry it forward, but to also add their own expertise to make it follow. So I will be holding back from the motion because I believe that the best candidate is Mr. Jimenez for our city. And again, that has nothing to do with Mr. Russo. Mr. Russo is exceptional, very highly qualified, but I think the best fit for our city is Mr. Jimenez.
Through the chair,
Yes.
through the
Yes.
chair.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to second what you said, Mayor. This decision has been challenging for all of us. But I did, select Mr. Russo lower in the list only because I had a concern about, and I asked all the candidates this question about whether they've been fired before or have left under duress, and he shared that he had been fired once before, and he gave me his explanation. It was a political decision based on the council and where he was, and I understood that. But it gave me a little pause, and I agree with everything you said, Mayor. I don't have anything to add to Mr. Jimenez.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. And I also wanted to add that one of the considerations is the salary. Our salary is set, what we said it, and Mr. Russo, and quite deservedly, was making quite a lot more at his previous employment. that has been a concern to me. I've spoken to him about it. We've talked about possibilities of how it could be increased, but ultimately, it concerns me that, nobody should have to take a dramatic pay cut to take a job. And, should something turn up down the road that is better, that offers closer to what he's made in the past, no one could hold it against him, to take that. Councilman Behet, is there anything you wanted to add?
Sure, so again, following the math, I was the one that said that Tammy was my first choice. I just want to explain that I went into this independently and really stressed that we wanted it to be an independent search. I also kind of pushed back against the idea of having her be as the interim because I didn't want it to make the process unfair. I'm still standing behind that. But what I can tell you is that in speaking to staff, I mean, just with respect to Tammy, in speaking to staff, I spoke to so many people, current, former, and with rare exception, everybody, and it surprised me because I didn't have that much interaction, because William kind of ran a tight communication way. And I was really surprised how they, almost to a person, they said that she was outstanding and could do it and that she was great. It also meant a lot to me that she's been here a long time, and I think that we have a history, kind of a tradition, I should say, in Lake Springs, of kind of building people up and giving people that goal that you can be here a long time, you can get to high levels. And from everything that I've heard and experienced, and then, even though it was against what I thought was best for the process, in dealing with her as the interim, I was just blown away by how responsive and knowledgeable and on top of things. And if she weren't going to be the assistant city manager, I don't even know who I would go to. But I think that she's a workhorse. She is to be applauded, and that was mine. And I know that you guys agree. I'm only saying that because that was my first choice. So and everybody got to talk about their first choice. I talked about mine. I'm ready to vote. You have a motion in a second.
Okay, is there any other discussion? Yes, Ms. Mayor.
Councilman Vasquez touched on, the termination of Mr. Russo, and I just want to point out there that he did explain it to me as well, and yes, it was political. There was a change in the mayor and a couple council members that came to office, and he was asked to resign behind the doors, and with good character, he said, no, there's no reason for me to resign. I want you to terminate me for the record in front of my community. And for me, that was very big. Because you know how that can be very controversial, but that spoke volumes for me of someone that wants to play by the rules. So I just wanted to clear that. If you have a chance, we're not going to vote before.
And I just want to make sure that we've all, because of the sunshine law, we've all interviewed the candidates separately, but we haven't had a chance to discuss them. And I think that this is the time to be able to, Councilman Behet, I do want to add everything you've said about Tammy. I totally agree. I am looking at this as the best fit for our city moving forward. And it's not just, as you know, for the city manager running the city, it's the relationships, the experience, being able to tap into other resources. And I know I do that all the time as mayor, and to other council members and mayors of other cities. In fact, including the ones that have worked with our candidates. But I agree, as assistant city manager, she is bar none extremely competent, and both candidates have promised me that should they be selected, that she will remain as our assistant city manager, which is extremely important to me. So, okay, is there anything else that anyone wants to? All right, let's call the vote.
Yes. Can you hear me? Oh, sorry. I guess I need one. Thank you so much. I should say.
Just repeat the motion, please.
Yes, I'm sorry. The motion is made by Councilwoman Bravo for Christopher Russo, seconded by Vice Mayor Santeen. And I'll do the roll call. Vice Mayor Santeen.
Do we need the microphone?
Oh, I'm sorry, you're gonna go. Yes. Vice Mayor Santeen. Councilwoman Bravo,
Yes.
Councilman Behet,
No.
Councilman Vasquez,
No,
Mayor Mitchell.
No.
The motion fails.
Mayor, I'd like to move, to approve, Mr. Jimenez as city manager.
second,
Okay, any more discussion? All right, call the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Santeen,
Jimenez.
that's a yes?
Yes.
Yes. Councilwoman Bravo,
Yes.
Councilman Behet,
Yes.
Councilman Vasquez. Councilman Vasquez.
yes,
Mayor Mitchell.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right, congratulations to our new city manager, Gracie Jimenez. Again, I want to thank, the other candidates, Tammy Romero and Chris Russo. I cannot tell you enough how, I think all of us agree you would be an excellent choice for this. Unfortunately, you have to pick one. And I think the pick is just based on what we think is the best fit for our city's needs. So thank you very, very much. And now I'll let Roger take over with the resolution.
Yes. Hello? Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. The resolution today will be a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Miami Springs, Florida, authorizing the mayor with the assistance of the city attorney to negotiate an employment agreement on behalf of the city with J.C. Jimenez as the top ranked candidate for city manager.
through the chair,
Yes, sir.
motion to approve resolution B.
Second.
Any discussion? Call the vote, please.
Vice Mayor Santeen. Councilwoman Bravo. Councilman Behet. You want me to do it?
Yes.
Vice Mayor, okay. Councilwoman Bravo.
Yes.
Councilman Behet.
Yes.
Mayor, Councilman Vasquez.
Yes,
Mayor Mitchell.
Yes.
The motion carries.
All right. Thank you so much. Roger?
One.
Yes.
Mayor, members of the council, just for clarity of the procedure. This is an authorization to negotiate an employment agreement with J.C. Jimenez as the top ranked candidate. At the following council meeting, there will be a resolution approving the employment agreement and finalizing the appointment of J.C. Jimenez. If there's an employment agreement that's negotiated, that's acceptable to council with J.C. Jimenez. I don't know if Mayor, you had mentioned that there might be a special council meeting that you'd like to call for August 7th.
Yes. Well, if you could just say for me, Roger.
Yeah. So August 7th, we are going to be having a budget workshop at city council chambers. The mayor had suggested calling a special council meeting prior to the budget workshop for the purpose of just hearing the employment agreement and a final formal appointment, if that's acceptable to the council.
And if for some reason.
Right.
If for some reason the negotiations aren't ready for the August 7th budget workshop, then we'll have the meeting at our regular council meeting. We'll have it as an agenda item at a regular council meeting on, what's that, August 14th. Okay, but for right now, hopefully we can get through the negotiations and have something for the council to approve with Mr. Jimenez for August 7th. All right, so is there any other-
question,
Yes, sir.
Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to be clear. Are we saying that, well, we have a workshop on August 7th at 6 PM, correct?
Yes, so we would have
Okay.
a meeting before it, say probably 5:30.
Okay.
If the negotiations are completed, to approve so that the council can approve the new city manager's appointment.
I'm good with that, Mayor. If it's possible, let's do it.
Okay, sounds good. All right, thank you all. Thank you, everyone here in person. Thank you, everyone watching. And again, we're available to you anytime. Reach out to us. If you have questions, if there are misunderstandings out there, misinformation, reach out to us and ask us. You know, we're more than happy to talk to you, listen to your concerns, but to also, we need your input on things. The decisions that we make are based on what we think is best for our community, and by no means undervalue the importance of your input to us. Okay, thank you so much. God bless you, and this meeting is adjourned.
Goodbye.